Hello, Artful Manifestors. Thank you for joining me for this timeless pick a card tarot reading. Whenever you come across this reading is when you're meant to hear it. And I want to let you know that I always align my intentions to bring you guidance for your highest and best good. And to choose your reading, you're going to choose from one of these crystals or one of the cards I'm about to reveal. And then once you decide which reading you would like to listen to, you can just head on down to the description box where you'll find a link to all these readings, as well as a list of all the cards that I used during the reading. All right. So for the first reading, we have Chrysocolla. And for reading number 2, Blue Lace Agate. And for reading number 3, Lapis Lazuli. All right, let's look at the cards. For reading number 1, this is the image. And for reading number 2, this is the image. And for reading number 3, this is the image. Let your inner wisdom guide you. Whichever crystal or image you're most drawn to is most likely the reading meant for you. Of course, you're always welcome to listen to 2 or even all 3 of the readings if you feel drawn to, as there may be additional messages for you there. Enjoy your reading. Hello, reading number 1. You chose the poet. And we see here all these birds flying from the crown. The eyes look like they're covered. Have you ever seen something so beautiful that words couldn't describe it? Or understood something that you couldn't articulate? That's what the poet's gift is, the translation of the inexpressible, mystical moments, the beauty of nature. They also are able to alchemize emotions, and in this way they can bridge the soul and society, healing through resonance, divine timing and cadence. It's not only the words, but how the words are arranged and delivered, and symbolic perception. These are the gifts of the poet. The shadows of the poet are melancholy or romanticizing pain, becoming lost in metaphor, avoiding direct experience, self-sabotage or invisibility, feeling misunderstood or unappreciated, and even being disconnected from grounded action. And I love that Chrysocolla is the crystal that ended up matched with this card, because Chrysocolla is the stone of sacred expression. If you're drawn to this blue, green, beauty, you're connecting with the energy of a powerful yet gentle ally for the heart and throat chakra. Chrysocolla is known as a stone of sacred communication, emotional wisdom, and deep feminine energy. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, we all have masculine and feminine energies. It carries the frequency of water, soothing, fluid, and reflective. I mean, doesn't that sound like a poet? And spiritually, Chrysocolla supports us in speaking our truth with compassion, releasing emotional blockages, soothing anxiety and emotional overwhelm, awakening inner wisdom and intuitive expression, embodying divine feminine strength, soft yet unshakable. Sometimes it's called a goddess stone or the goddess stone, and has been used throughout time to empower the voice, especially for healers, artists, teachers, and truth tellers. So there may be a message waiting for you around reclaiming your voice and listening more deeply to your own heart. So let's see if we can find out more about that. The Archer, the Ten of Arrows, and the Great Bear. Okay, interesting. My camera just stopped and just kind of closed itself, so I had to get it back, which, when stuff like that happens, it's part of the message. There's something about this sacred pause that Spirit is asking you to use when you communicate. Let's look at the images of the cards. They already tell us so much. With the Archer, we see this adult pointing their arrow at this image. And this image is pointing to this image. So it's taking us through this journey. And if we think of these arrows as your voice, your words, whether they're spoken or written, we see the confidence in the Archer. So reclaiming your voice begins with clarity of aim. This is not someone who shouts into the void. They take that pause, they focus, they align with what their heart is telling them. It's aligning the heart with the voice. They do all of that before they release with intention. So pausing to ask yourself before you speak, what is your intention with these words? And speaking only what aligns with your soul's target, not what pleases others or matches external expectations, not to be louder. The strength is in precision, using your words like spells, magic, and really considering what reality they're weaving and creating. The Ten of Arrows says instruction. And here we see a smaller, younger version of the archer practicing. We're always learning. So you're both learning and teaching. It's the moment of receiving and becoming. And your ancestral guides are near. Remember that pause, the camera stopped. They're saying, listen before you speak. Listen to what the other person is saying, and listen not only with your ears, but with your heart. Ask yourself, what does this person want? You're not reclaiming your voice to conquer. You are passing on what is sacred. And the heart wants to listen before the throat can speak, so that there is that alignment, that intention, that intention for aligning yourself with the highest and the best good in what you communicate. You're learning the rhythm before you drum. And there's a wisdom you've inherited. Your softness is your openness to be taught by life, by spirit, by those who came before you. And this is how your strength is born, in silence. That pause before you speak. And instruction becomes inspiration. You're shifting your whole resonance and energy with these pauses and with these alignments, and focusing on your target, and your target being what aligns with your soul, your higher self, your heart, and the impact it has on those that you're sharing your words with. And you're teaching by modeling all of this. they're showing me, and it's interesting because we have this string of the bow. And if you have an instrument like a guitar sitting in a room in one corner, and you have another guitar in the other corner of the room, and you pluck the string, it will create a resonance so that the other guitar's string will vibrate to match it. And that's what's happening with your energy. You aligning with your higher self and your heart, and pausing and listening and aiming with clarity of what it is that you want to achieve with your words. All of that is creating a resonance that is going to stir a vibration in others so that they can begin to also vibrate at that same resonance. And the Great Bear is rising from the underworld. It's calling you to awaken your sleeping power. Again, not for dominance, but for truth telling. There's a refinement here. You have a message that is yearning to be shared, to be spoken, but you're learning how to refine the way you deliver it so that your aim hits its target. You want to deliver this important message in a way that it resonates with others. And again, your ancestors are with you. You go into this, I forget what this little sacred place is called. If you know, please put it. They're found all over the world. They're usually made out of large rocks, and it's kind of an initiation, a place to meditate. People would many times prepare physically before they would enter these, and then stay in there, sometimes for days, to connect with ancestors. And so this is what you're doing. Your ancestors are with you. They're teaching you. They are whispering to you, guiding you, helping you align with your heart and your higher self. And they have your back so that you can speak with your soul and not your ego. And this Great Bear is your buried song, the beauty that aches to be spoken. It's the fierce protector of your gentleness, the deep growl that emerges only when the time is right. The archer gives you clarity and sacred focus. The instruction gives you lineage, humility, and wise receptivity. And the bear awakens your voice from beneath this ice of silence. There's something that you haven't said that you now are ready to share with the world, and you're becoming the right instrument to allow yourself to be heard and impact others in the way you intend to. So beautiful. This is the beauty of a voice that knows when to speak and where to sing. The beauty of the poet who can transmute grief into grace. The beauty of a soul aligned with its own truth. Reading number 1, so much power. I can't wait to see what it is that you share with the world with your voice, whether it's a literal song, a poem, a book, a video. Please let me know if this resonates. I love to read your comments, and I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, reading number 2. You chose the warrior archetype, which is about sacred action, purposeful protection, and courageous alignment. The true warrior is a guardian of the sacred, of boundaries, of values, of the soul's mission. This is not someone who seeks conflict, but they also don't flee from it. They know when to step forward and when to hold still, anchored in inner strength. This archetype asks, what do you stand for? Are you willing to act in alignment with that truth, even if it's uncomfortable? The gifts of the warrior archetype is integrity in action, being able to act in alignment with inner truth even when it's hard, courage and resilience, facing fears and discomfort with bravery, discernment, knowing what to fight for and what to release, healthy boundaries, protecting your energy, your time, and heart space, and devotion to the greater good serves a mission beyond the ego. The shadows of the warrior are aggression or defensiveness, reacting instead of responding, burnout or martyrdom, fighting every battle even if it's not yours, rigidity, struggles to soften, yield, or surrender, ego attachment, becoming addicted to conflict, identity, or victory. And the blue lace agate, what that brings to the warrior is fire with grace, clarity, and calm expression. It reminds the warrior you can protect your peace without losing it. You can speak your truth without a sword. This is the energy of calm communication, clarity of mind, and emotional grace. It resonates with the throat chakra. It's not a forceful stone of speech. It's gentle empowerment, helping you express your truth without fear, conflict, or overwhelm. It's the voice of the peacemaker, the compassionate teacher, the wise inner child. It encourages honest, heart-centered communication, soothes anxiety and mental chatter, heals the wounds of being silenced, misunderstood, or ignored, promotes inner peace and emotional balance, supports those who speak or lead for a living, teachers, healers, guides. And it's a beautiful stone for anyone who's learning to speak their truth, speak up without shouting, or to set boundaries without aggression. it teaches us that our voice can be strong and serene. What if the most powerful thing you could say was said in a whisper? All right, let's see what we can find out about how you are softening this warrior energy. The seer, the 5 of arrows, and the hooded man. All right, I love that we're asking about discernment and we have the seer. The seer teaches you that true discernment is not forged in the mind alone, but in the quiet of the soul. She's the deep, intuitive intelligence that knows without proof. She reminds you that not every battle is yours. Before you act, pause and see beneath the surface. Let your body tell you the truth before your mind tries to fix or defend. You're not here to react. You are here to respond from deep vision. To refine your discernment, sit in silence before making a choice. Watch how your body reacts when you consider saying yes. Ask, is this mine to carry, or am I trying to prove something? Watch how your body reacts when you say no. It's okay to say, give me a moment to think, or let me get back to you. Take time to make sure you're in alignment with your soul's highest and best good by taking time for that pause so that you can discern. This card is like the warrior's shadow in action. The moment when you aim but your arrows don't land, what's the result? Frustration. This is the energy of scattering or expending energy on outcomes you can't control. It warns of burnout, over-efforting, or fighting battles out of fear of failure or rejection. It's like really, it's look at all the arrows he's wasting. It's wasted energy. It's not achieving the goal that you want. So, seeing beneath the surface of what it is you're trying to achieve before you shoot that arrow. It's taking me back to reading number 1. If you came from reading number 1, let me know. You want to protect your energy, your time, your heart space, your efforts. You can release attachments to results. You can aim only when the target is aligned with your inner knowing. And know that sometimes not firing the arrow is the bravest act. So before acting or speaking, you can ask yourself, am I trying to force something that needs to unfold naturally? Is this frustration rooted in ego or in a wound asking to be healed? What is that frustration telling you? And notice, I feel some of you are already beginning to do this. Notice when situations that used to frustrate you no longer do, or situations that used to scare you no longer do. You're becoming more discerning and less reactive. It's almost a type of detachment that comes from curiosity with yourself, with the situation, with your feelings, and understanding where it's coming from. And all of that is helping you to not waste your time, energy, or efforts. And this is the anchor. The hooded man is the sacred pause, the candle in the cave. He's not running from fear. He's facing it in solitude, learning its shape, its voice, its teaching. He shows you how to be brave in stillness. Sometimes courage means stepping back, just like sometimes it means not shooting that arrow. Retreating to gather strength and letting the world fall away until only what matters remains. It's that seer. It's trusting what you see and using your sight to illuminate your path. To face fear and discomfort with bravery, allow stillness to be part of your practice. And it's fear and discomfort are just those moments when you feel that urge to defend, to react, to explain, to justify. Take a deep breath and excuse yourself. Seek solitude not as escape, but as a renewal, as a way to gain clarity. And ask yourself what this discomfort is trying to tell you. What's it trying to protect? If it's fear, and bless it before you move through it. Remember that discernment may not be quick, and protection isn't a wall, and bravery is not noise. Sometimes the most powerful warrior is the one who waits, listens, and then moves with a quiet force. This is discernment, strategy, a quiet knowing, understanding, and using your energy with economical precision. Reading number 2. So powerful, powerful stuff here. And what I see is this emergence of a more peaceful you. I see you getting past these old triggers that used to frustrate you or cause you fear, and trusting yourself more and really being in awe of yourself, like, wow, that didn't bother me. 5 years ago that would have bothered me, but I've healed that wound. I've gained this understanding, this clarity, and I can discern the situation more easily now so that I can navigate with greater ease and clarity. Please let me know if this resonates. I love to read your comments, and I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, reading number 3. You chose the mask, and I love this depiction of it divided in half. It's striking that balance of survival and authenticity. It's the part of you that knows how to adapt, shapeshift, and perform in order to survive, belong, or be seen. And the mask isn't inherently false. In fact, it often protects the truest parts of us when we're not yet ready to reveal them. But over time, a mask can become too tight, too practiced, and we can forget there's someone real underneath it. The gifts of the mask archetype are adaptability, knowing how to read the room, shapeshift, and survive. Self-reflection offers powerful insight into identity, authenticity, and protection. Creative expression, it knows, or they know how to use persona, costume, and voice as a sacred art. And they have a threshold wisdom, able to stand at the edge between performance and revelation. And it's also an initiation. It often signals a coming transformation of the self. The shadows of the mask are chronic people-pleasing, over-adapting, saying yes when you mean no, losing your authentic self, forgetting who you are beneath the performance, fear of rejection, believing the true self isn't safe to reveal, imposter syndrome, feeling like you're only ever acting the part. So there is a balance to be struck in this adaptability with others and situations, and yet not losing or forgetting or abandoning ourselves. And the crystal that you chose, Lapis Lazuli, It's the stone of royal truth, so I love the combination. It's seer's sight and ancient voice. It's the gateway to inner knowing. Sometimes my mouth doesn't want to work. Ancestral memory, courageous authenticity. So it pairs beautifully with the mask archetype, offering the insight and strength needed to remove the mask and reclaim the soul's voice. Lapis Lazuli has been revered since ancient times, used by Egyptian priests, Sumerian queens, medieval mystics. It activates the third eye and throat chakras, helping you see through illusion and speak your soul's truth with confidence and clarity. It awakens your inner vision and psychic insight, encourages honest, courageous self-expression, breaks through denial and illusion, connects to ancestral wisdom and divine guidance, supports those shedding false identities or reclaiming hidden truths. So amazing how perfectly that aligns with the mask archetype. Let's get some tarot cards and see what else we can find out. Excuse me. The Nine of Arrows, dedication. Oh, all right, that was too many. So I'm just going to put those back. Keep going. All right. The World. And the Blessed Oak. All right. Which, by the way, if you hadn't noticed, Lapis Lazuli is this big stone that's always in my readings. And I needed to get a little one so that I could have that be part of the selections and the intros sometimes. All right. All right. The Nine of Arrows, it says here, dedication. Here we see someone straining with intent. Look at all these arrows everywhere. It's like she's shooting arrows, but doesn't really care where they go. Or, like it's like her heart's not in it. And it's almost, it could even be like a self-punishing, committed to a vision, but also haunted by perfection. This card speaks to the places you may be overcompensating, overperforming, overcorrecting, just to be enough. You're likely ready to be more honest about your exhaustion, about how hard you've tried. It's like in the past you've been told you were too blunt or too direct or too much or too something. And you've done all this recalibrating, refining, and filtering, censoring, trying to find the right words, but it's exhausting. And this card is asking you, what would it feel like to let go of the version of you that always has to do it right or say it right? What if devotion, dedication didn't mean depletion? Lapis Lazuli invites you to speak the vulnerable truth. I'm tired of pretending. I don't need rest, softness, or support. Tired of pretending that you don't need rest, softness, or support. And the world tree is a deep soul memory of the wholeness you never lost. Perhaps you forgot your way. It's the truth of you being beneath every mask. It reminds you that authenticity isn't something you create, it's something you return to. Maybe the part of you you've exiled or kind of forgot where it was is that playful self, your flawed, messy self, your quiet, observing self. Everything you've hidden is part of the root system of your wholeness. You don't need to be one thing. You can be all of you braided together like branches and leaves and stars. And Lapis Lazuli kind of holds the blueprint of your inner truth and encourages you to speak from the roots, not from the mask. What's interesting is this side that's the darkness, that's the hidden part of you. It almost looks like a cross section of a tree. I don't know if it looks like that to you, but that's what I see. Wow. And then we have the blasted oak, a tree. They're falling from the branches towards what? The ground, the roots. Wow. This is the sacred undoing, the necessary disruption, the moment when the old mask is struck by lightning and shattered. This isn't to harm you, but to free you, to liberate you. This card is the collapse of false identities, especially those held in place by fear, people-pleasing, or control. But you can make your mask become a bridge by letting it crack open, by honoring that the mask once served a purpose, but now it can become a relic, an artifact, a ritual, a story, but not a shield. Let this storm come. Let the truth shake loose. What falls away was never you. It's not alive. It's a dead branch. And Lapis can steady the mind in moments of collapse, reminding you that authenticity is not a performance. It's your liberation. And I feel like some of these branches are even other people, that when you are authentically you, some people may fall away, and that's okay. That's a dead part of the tree. You've outgrown it. You don't need it anymore. You're going to grow new branches for your tree, your chosen family. You're being asked to rip away your mask, not in shame. You're being invited to bless them, understand them, and then lay them down with reverence. The Nine of Arrows says you don't have to try so hard to be worthy. The World Tree says you already are worthy. And the Blasted Oak says, let the false fall. Your truth is stronger than illusion. Your mask was never meant to be your face. It was only a doorway, and now you're stepping through it. Barefaced, brave, and whole. Wow, this is so powerful, reading number 3. Please let me know if it resonates. I love reading your comments, and I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye.